Have you ever noticed that some moments in life feel quietly wonderful, even when nothing special is happening? It could just be another day. You might be walking outside, noticing the light on the water, or a bird chirping, high in a tree. Or maybe you're sitting somewhere peaceful, realizing that for a moment, everything feels calm and peaceful. No big achievement or noisy celebration, no dramatic change or announcement. Just a simple feeling that life, in this exact moment, feels good. When was the last time you felt good? That quiet feeling has a name. Today's inner weather is joy. Not the loud kind, not the kind that arrives with fireworks or excitement, but the quiet kind. The kind that settles gently into a moment and reminds you that life still contains beauty. Joy is one of those emotions that everyone recognizes, yet it can be surprisingly difficult to describe. Maybe it's because joy isn't always obvious. Sometimes it arrives softly, like sunlight slowly filling a room, or just before we drift off to sleep, after a productive day. Many people think joy is something you have to chase, something that appears when everything goes perfectly. But joy often works in the opposite way. It appears when we stop chasing. It actually shows up when we pause long enough to notice the moment we're already in. Joy isn't always about adding something new to life. Sometimes it's about noticing what's already there. The warmth of the sun on our skin, or the sound of wind through trees. A peaceful moment that arrives without effort, like being in the right place at the right time. In many ways, joy behaves a lot like the weather. It comes and goes naturally when we're busy doing something else. And the more we pay attention to it, the easier it becomes to recognize when it appears. And that's a good thing because we all deserve more of it. Here at the Inner Weather Channel, we think about emotions like weather systems. Some pass quickly, some stay for a while. But none of them last forever, right? Everything is temporary, even our emotions. And the more we understand our inner weather, the easier it becomes to move through life with a sense of balance. And yes, joy. Today, we're noticing what happens when a little sunlight appears inside the mind. Joy is frequently confused with excitement. Excitement is loud and energetic. It arrives with movement and anticipation. Joy is much quieter. It's the feeling you get when everything slows down just enough for you to appreciate where you are, in that one brief moment. You might experience joy while watching waves move toward the shore, or while hearing a song that brings back good memories, or while sharing a simple conversation that feels genuine and easy and ends with a good belly laugh. None of these moments are dramatic, yet something inside them feels deeply meaningful. That's the nature of joy. It doesn't demand attention. It simply appears when we allow ourselves to notice life as it unfolds. One reason joy sometimes feels rare is because modern life moves quickly and we are constantly bombarded with positive images and messages to have more, buy more, and basically be more. There are always things to do, messages to answer, plans to manage, problems to solve. In the middle of all that commotion, quiet moments can easily slip past unnoticed. Joy tends to live in the spaces between all this activity. The small pauses, the moments when nothing urgent is happening. And if we're moving too fast, those spaces disappear. But when we slow down, even slightly, we begin to see them again. Think about the last time you had a crazy day, and then for just a moment you stopped and looked around to catch your breath. You might have noticed something really pretty or special or funny. That was your joyful moment. Nature is one of the best and most readily available teachers of joy. Think about the sky. Some days it's bright and open with flawless blue skies. Other days it's cloudy or stormy. But even on cloudy days, the sun is still there. It hasn't disappeared. It's simply hidden for a while. Joy behaves the same way. Even when life feels complicated, joy hasn't vanished completely. It's often waiting behind the clouds of distraction, worry, or busyness. Sometimes all it takes is a small pause to notice it again. You might pause the video and ask yourself a simple question. When was the last time you felt joyful? Not excited, not thrilled, just quietly content. What were you doing? Where were you? Often the answer isn't something dramatic. It might be something very ordinary and maybe even boring. Walking through a park and noticing children laughing or the wag of a dog, listening to the rain, finishing a project that felt satisfying. These moments are easy to overlook because they don't announce themselves loudly, but they contain something important. They remind us that life doesn't need to be extraordinary in order to be meaningful. Sometimes the most meaningful moments are the quiet ones. Joy often follows attention. Whatever we notice most tends to shape our emotional experience, and what we focus on grows. If we spend most of our time noticing problems, the world begins to feel heavy, and we are irritable. But if we allow ourselves to notice small moments of beauty, something shifts. The world begins to feel a little lighter, and maybe we are just a bit more at ease. This doesn't mean ignoring real challenges. Life will always contain difficulty and challenges, but it does mean allowing positive moments to count. A great conversation or connection with someone, a beautiful sunrise or sunset, a moment of calm. These small experiences have a surprising ability to change how an entire day feels. Joy isn't just pleasant, it's also powerful. People who regularly experience small moments of joy tend to recover from stress more easily. Their minds stay flexible. Their perspective stays open. Joy acts like emotional sunlight. It warms the nervous system. It gives the mind space to breathe. And over time, those small moments of warmth add up. They create a sense of resilience that helps people navigate life's challenges with greater ease. One way to invite more joy into daily life is through a simple practice of noticing. Try to take a minute at the end of the day and ask yourself one question. What moment today felt quietly good? It doesn't have to be dramatic. It might be a moment of stillness, a laugh, a peaceful walk. Write it down if you feel like it. Over time, something interesting happens. You begin to realize that joy was never missing. You are simply learning how to see it. Many people imagine that joy will appear someday in the future, after all our goals are achieved or after we lose weight or whatever. Or maybe after life becomes more organized and settled. After everything finally falls into place. But joy doesn't live in the future. It lives in the present moment, right here, right now, in the middle of our ordinary and sometimes messy lives. And the more we practice noticing small moments of goodness, the more frequently joy seems to appear. Not because life changed dramatically, but because our attention changed. It's that simple. If this reflection resonated with you, please like and subscribe. It helps support the channel and allows these ideas to reach more people. And as you move through the rest of your day, you might keep one small question in mind. What moment today might quietly contain a little joy? Sometimes all it takes is noticing, and we all need to make time for that.